All right, setting up an OpenGL project is not extremely difficult, but if you're not familiar with the process, it can be a little confusing. So I'm going to walk through getting that set up. First thing to do is going to be to make sure you have downloaded the libraries that you'll be needing. I have mine inside this folder. I created a folder called OpenGL in my program files. You can put it wherever you want, whatever makes sense to you. And then I just have the different libraries in here. Okay, it makes it easy for me to find them. Wherever you install them, make sure you remember that location. So then what you'll do is you'll come over to Visual Studio, create a new project. You'll want a C++ project, and an empty project is usually the easiest way. Give it a name, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call mine OpenGL Setup. Choose where you want to put it, all that good stuff. So C++ empty project, click OK. And there it is. All right, so we've got our project created. Now there's nothing in here because it's empty. So first thing to do is going to be to add a new item in your source files. A CPP file is perfectly fine. You can call it whatever you want. By default, it's source.cpp, and that'll work just fine. We'll create that. Now that step is important. You have to do that part first. Then you can go into the project properties. So you'll right-click on your project name, come down to properties, and then you'll get a window that looks something along these lines. First thing you'll do is go into this section C/C++ under the general section, and then we want to look for the section that says additional include directories. And this is where you'll come in and edit and put in the path to those files that you just installed, right? And we're going to want the include directories. So I'm going to copy that path here and then paste it right there. That's for glut. If you need the other ones, obviously you'll just come in and change that to glue, and you'll need the include for that as well, and so on. Add all the ones that you'll need. If you want, you can add all of them. Whether you use them or not is up to your project. Once they're added there, then you need to come into the linker section. Once again, go under General, and then we want to find the option for additional library directories. This is going to be very, very similar. We're just going to put, instead of the include, we're going to put the lib folder. Okay, so we have the glut lib, and we want the GLEW lib. Maybe others as well if you have other libraries that are needed. Okay, we have those added. Now the other thing that's going to be needed is inside linker. Underneath the input section, we have this additional dependencies option, and in there we need to edit and add in the dependencies. Now these are going to be, so I'm going to show you here, if I go into glut, for example, under lib, that's the name of the file, freeglut.lib. So that's what I'm going to type in here, freeglut.lib for one of them. I'll hit enter to bring it down to the next line, and then I also need the one for the glue lib, and this one is going to be called glue32lib, like this. The S is not really needed. I'm not sure exactly what that's for, but all you need is the glue32.lib. So we click OK, click Apply or OK, and that should now work. And to test it out, I'm going to paste in some code here. So there's the initial code to get this all set up, make sure it's running. And if the include directories are correct, you should not get any red lines on this line where you have your include. That tells the C++ compiler where to find these, and it looks like it's resolving just fine, so I don't have any errors there. No other errors at the moment, so let's go ahead and try running it and see if we can get the correct output. Alright, so notice I'm getting an error here. So I came across this error. So what you'll need to do is you'll need to go back into your libraries folder, wherever you have that, and then locate the glut, for example, under bin, and then this DLL here. DLL is a dynamically linked library. So we need to take this file and paste it inside the project directory. So to get to that, I'm going to right click on the project again, come down here to Open Folder in File Explorer, And when you open that, you'll see your files here. Source.cpp is kind of the one you're looking for. And then we can just paste that DLL right here, and it just needs to be right there with source.cpp. And then we can go back and get the one for glue also, go into bin, release, and then Win32 is probably the one you want. This is set up to be a Win32 application, 32-bit, that's what the x86 means. It always seemed to me that the x86 worked better than the 64, so leave it at x86 if you can, and then what you'll do is copy the glue32 DLL from that Win32 folder and paste it here as well. So now that that's done, I think we should be able to run it. There it goes. So here it is. There, it worked. I ran the program, and we get the output of a black window with my name up there. And that is what we should get. So that's how you set up and configure the project, Visual Studio project for OpenGL. You will have to go through that setup process for every other OpenGL project that you make. All right, so hopefully that helps, and good luck.